First off, Thor: Love and Thunder. What did you guys think about it?
I just saw it last night, so my memory's pretty fresh on it. I'm gonna start off by saying it's not as bad as people are saying it is, but it also could have been so much more and so much better. That's what I'm gonna start off by saying.
You know, that's what I was telling Bart too. I was telling Bart like we were looking at like 7.5, 7.7 like ratings out there, and we're like, no, there's no way there's gonna be a 7.5, 7.7. And then I actually saw it and I was like, okay, now I can see why they rated the 7.7.
You could see it. It's definitely missing like that serious factor compared to like the past movies. I don't know. It definitely like drifted away from like.
Yeah.
Geek out for a second.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So what I was saying is like, definitely it's missing like that serious factor compared to like, dude, we see in Infinity Thor was like prime, dude. Like he was serious. You took him serious. But after Endgame, they kind of messed up his character a little bit, making him more of a joke. But I mean, it was still a good movie. I stick with my 7.5.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best thing Marvel's ever made, but it's also not the worst. There's definitely some very cool moments in the movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. I think it could have been so much better. I think we got out scot-free. I think it was like an okay movie, okay? Because I mean, to be fair, I think it could have been so much more because if you think about it, Thor's like 1,000 years old, right? They're trying to tell a story. Thor's 1,000 years old. He's lost everybody he's ever cared about. His dad, he had to kill his sister. His mom's dead. Loki's dead. And then his girlfriend has cancer and she basically dies. So there's a good story to tell there, but
he lost everybody, bro. You got no one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they can show his grief and shit like that, but he's just a comedic joke and they just treat Thor as a joke. And I don't like that.
Everything he says.
I think it has. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, everything he says just like leads up to like a punchline. Like seriously, like what he said. Yeah. There's no seriousness with it.
Not everything. There was some parts where it was serious. Like there was the part right before they go to fight Gore. I guess we're getting into spoilers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this entire episode is gonna be spoilers, so just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay. So one scene I really, really liked in particular was when they were on their way to go fight Gore, and Jane and Thor were having like a little like conversation outside right before they kissed, right? And it was like a super serious conversation. Thor was actually having his moment. He was basically telling Jane about like love and like why he loved her so much and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit, like Thor's actually being serious and he's actually having like good conversation with her. I was like, oh, this is what I want to see. But then like right after that, like it's just more jokes, and I'm like, bro, like you gotta like keep the moment, bro. Like I like the moment.
Hold it down. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's like heavily dictated on Waititi's. What's his name?
Taika.
Yeah.
Taika, yeah.
I think that's heavily influenced by Taika's. I mean, it would work for like something like the what's it called, the Guardians movies. All that comedy would definitely work. Towards the story. But I don't think the comedy works really that well with Thor and his character. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's supposed to be this all-powerful god.
I think it could work because, yeah, he's a god, and so when you go to Earth, you're like a fish out of water, bro. Like you're a god amongst fucking ants, bro. So it could work, and him seeing like in Thor 1, I actually just rewatched Thor 1 pretty recently, and the comedy in there was pretty good because he's a god, like living with humans. Like it's weird, and the things humans do compared to what he does is really like. And just seeing his reaction is funny. So it could have worked, but it didn't. Most of the comedy in Love and Thunder didn't work, especially the goats. The goats got annoying as fuck after a while.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The comedy though with like Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, dude, that was funny. Like I genuinely thought that was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
It got a little stale after a while, in my opinion.
I definitely did not. I didn't like the part where Thor basically just gave his powers to the fucking little kids and they just fucking started going rampage on all the fucking shadow demons.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of cheesy.
Yeah, like somebody said it was the Thunderbolt, but like that let him do that. I don't know, but that didn't make any sense. Somebody said like he had the Odin Force, like after Odin died.
I would say, yeah, that has to be the only theory, because if Odin's Thunderbolt wasn't the fact that he was able to lend his power, then it makes no sense, because why didn't you give powers to people like in Endgame or Infinity War? Like where was all this shit during Avengers and all that shit? Like why didn't you do that earlier?
That would have made such a difference in Endgame.
Yeah, bro, Thanos would have got fucking stabbed himself if that would have happened.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
there's some inconsistencies. They need to explain things better. And I don't know if you guys saw this. I sent this in the chat today, but basically Marvel requested that this movie has to be under 2.5 hours long. Now, in my opinion, yeah, that's a detriment because gore was the best thing about this movie, hands down.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Christian
100%.
Bale's acting was phenomenal, but some of it, he just needs to be in it more, and I wanted to see more of his perspective against Thor's perspective, because Thor's a god, and obviously Gore hates the gods and wants to take out the gods. I wanted them to have more conversations and clash more, basically.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking too. Like, this guy basically, Gore just basically hates all gods and didn't even like talk to like Thor at all, at least like once in the. I mean, he did when he was in the Shadow Realm, but like for very few, he basically just threatened to kill Jane, threatened to kill Valkyrie, and then just basically said, and then they just escaped. Basically, they never really talked to him, never exchanged any few words, like see his mindset or anything. They just basically like kidnapped him and were trying to kill him off rips. It was on sight.
Yeah. I like how they followed like the comic book version of him, like how he the two gods fought and like how his family was dying and all that. I like that.
It was kind of sort of. They changed it a little bit. Obviously, like he didn't have a symbiote sword. He had nothing to do with the symbiote.
Oh yeah. I wish they would involve something with like, because I mean that sword. I forgot the necro sword. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you read the comics, the person who made Venom like held that sword. He made that sword.
Yeah, so he's like basically the first symbiote.
Yeah, 100%.
What I personally really wanted to see was at least a scene where Thor's ideology of being a god and Gore's ideology of being obviously the god butcher came into. I kind of wanted to see like a Naruto versus Pain kind of conversation with Thor and Gore. I feel like that would have been so good, and Thor would have been like, no, not all the gods are like this. I've done all these things to help millions of people, but some of the gods obviously are fucked up. Like Zeus, for example. Like Zeus is he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Although that scene was pretty funny.
Yeah, the lightning bolt, throwing it around, dude. That lightning bolt was hella funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
When I first saw it though, like I was thinking in my head, there's no way Thor would be able to kill Zeus like just like that. There's no way Zeus would let his guard down against another god. I don't think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of killed him off pretty easily. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm worried about the orgy.
Well, okay. To be fair, he didn't die. He's in the end credit scene, and Hercules is in the end credit scene.
Yes. But you know what I mean, though.
That's I know what you mean. The one my girl Madeline brought this up yesterday. Basically, this entire movie is pointless. They went to point A to point B, and nothing really happened. Jane dies, but she's alive. She's in Valhalla, so we're gonna see her again. It's fine. She's alive. Yeah. What's his name? Zeus dies. Oh, he's alive. He's great. Fine. Again, Thor. I mean, Thor went through like damn near zero character development. So what the fuck was the point? Like we basically nothing happened. Like nothing happened. Like at least give us character development for Thor because he needs it because he's just a joke.
Yeah, he definitely is.
They had like that fake death scene with Korg too. Yeah. Like there was no point of that. Like
no. It was almost like an episode 9 Chewbacca death where they killed Chewbacca and then 5 seconds later he's back alive. He's alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of stupid. I definitely want to see a lot more gore in there though. Like I think he was definitely underutilized.
I think Christian Bale killed it. He was definitely underutilized, and I kind of wish he didn't die. I didn't really understand why he died because once he lost the sword, he was like, "Oh, I'm dying." I'm like, okay. I mean, you were fine, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I
didn't understand that.
You know what else I didn't understand is that how Jane needed to hold Mjolnir to stay healthy. When she throws the sword, why doesn't she lose her shit? You know what I mean? She was throwing Mjolnir around, but she wasn't losing her powers. She kept all of her powers when she was throwing around, but she dropped it in the bathroom that one time, and as soon as she dropped it, she went back to normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, bro, that's like kind of it's kind of confusing. You're not.
It's
like,
a little. It's just inconsistent. It's just inconsistent.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can say she's in a combat scenario, so Mjolnir knows.
Yeah.
We lost a guy.
Yeah, look at it's pause on his face though.
Fucking sped. But yeah, I don't know. I wish they would make it like, or at least explain that a little bit. But I guess.
No, yeah.
I guess they fucking don't want to fucking explain it. I guess I don't know.
It's just it's just inconsistent, bro. It's just lazy writing and inconsistent.
Yeah. So what would you rate this movie out of 10?
7.5.
I think 7.5 is definitely a fair rating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Action scenes were cool.
Action scenes were cool. I did like how Mjolnir was able to like split into little pieces. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One of my gripes though was Jane's character. Like, I mean, a female Thor is cool, but the way she was written was kind of dumb. So basically, what happened was she had cancer, right? She had to pick up Mjolnir to survive. That's great, but like once she picks up Mjolnir, she's like automatically she's like knows how to fight. Like, bro, if I picked up Mjolnir, I'd be scared as fuck to like whack. Like, all of a sudden, she's like, oh, she came back. She talks to Thor. She's like, oh, I flew around the Earth twice already, and I couldn't find the kids. Like, bro, like, how do you like? Why do you think you're so badass? Like, how do you even know how to do this stuff? Just because you can hold it doesn't mean you know how to fight all of a sudden. Like, where all these martial arts coming from?
She gets the power of the gods. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I guess.
There should have been like an explanation, like a 2-year gap or like a 2-month gap of training. I don't know. It's a plot hole that they didn't like talk about.
Well, so they kind of explained on how Jane, got to that point with Mjolnir. How basically Thor told Mjolnir to protect Jane at all costs.
I seen that. Yeah, I seen that.
And obviously, Mjolnir was calling her when she was in the hospital, so she pulled up. She basically got Mjolnir, and it fucking reacted to her being there. Basically came back together and gave her, quote unquote, good health, even though it was really stripping her life more away. But that's like really the only thing. Never really explained on how it actually works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't like that. In my opinion, Jane's character didn't work at all, just because. Like, the whole cancer story, I thought was really sad. I thought that was really good. But the way, like, her and Thor's story, in my opinion, just didn't work. Like, it's been, like, what, 8 years since they've seen each other? And all of a sudden, like, they're fucking making out and they're fucking again? Like, I mean, I guess, sure.
I guess that fucking godly dick is just too good for her to fucking move by.
And then don't even get me started on why they have an Infinity Cones ice cream shop. I mean, that's literally like having a Hitler ice cream shop, bro. Like, he killed half the universe. Like, why are you gonna have a Thanos-themed ice cream shop?
They just disrespected literally everybody. Like, all those people that got snapped, you don't matter.
Like, it's supposed to be funny, but bro, like, it's inconsistent with the universe. Like, the civilians, like, that would not fly in this universe, bro.
Yeah, hell no. Bro, then you get canceled the first fucking day they put up this. They get canceled, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, we're sending a petition now. Cancel Infinity Cones. Cancel them. We don't want them no more.
I agree.
Fuck
Actually,
them.
that'd be good. Yeah, we should do that. #Twitter, hashtag cancel Infinity Cones.